like the Vi, right? And that's been taken away. But coming into tonight's series, LeBlanc is a permaban against Rookie. He's currently sitting on 100% win rate from the summer playoffs, and he was dominating in all of the 2 games that he showed us.
You know, I will say there is an interest for me because Top Esports, in their playoffs at least so far, have only won on blue side. We'll see if they continue to do so here.
Yeah, in Top Esports, we haven't seen Xiaohu play the Jace yet in this current meta, where Top Esports, they decided to break this duo up by prioritizing that Maokai away, where the Tristana is still up and available for Rookie to play as that AP and AD duo in the mid jungle, of course. But champions like the Kai'Sa and the Xayah has been taken away, and I'm getting a little bit concerned for Light coming into this matchup in particular, because if you look at the champions he's played so far, it's Zeri, it's Ezreal, not the most consistent in terms of DPS.
We already got the Renekton locked in for the Shy as well, so some fisticuffs already being drawn in the top lane against Wayward. We'll see who comes out on top, or what that answer is going to be for Wayward. I like the Maokai setup here, though. Obviously, for Top Esports, I think it gives a lot of breathing room for TN to be proactive, but also have a lot of setup around objectives as well. And the answer does have to come out here for Weibo. We have seen some very heavy prevalence around the Sejuani, but it is the Lilia that gets locked in for Weiwei. You see a cheeky little smile there.
Weiwei did play one Lilia game in the summer playoffs, and then it was in permaban against this guy for the remainder of WeiboGaming's run. But I love the Renekton in the hands of the Shy, especially paired alongside something that can work well in terms of the jungle, because we focus in on the top lane matchup. It's going to be extremely vulnerable to jungle ganks. So we do have the Jace getting locked in, so WeiboGaming decided to give over this OP duo in the current patch, which is a bit of a question mark for me.
And it's interesting because Rookie, you know, has been pretty prevalent on a majority of picks, but I think the Jace has been really interesting to me when he's able to combine with TN, because these two guys are some of our best minds in the LPL. We get the Tristana locked in here for Weibo.
With the Tristana and Lilia getting locked in for the side of WeiboGaming, they don't really have too much hard engage just quite yet. So WeiboGaming, they need to look for something like the Alistar or the Rel to really make up for that AoE engage when it comes to these important team fights. But Top Esports, they still have their bottom lane up and available, as the Tristana on the side of WeiboGaming could be potentially flexed for the side of Light, which we also saw him playing it very well throughout the summer regular split. But JackeyLove, I mean, we still have champions like the Sivir that he has introduced to us before, and champions like the Varus, where it was very prevalent in our previous series in LNG versus EDG.
Yeah. And I know Nightmare was talking, saying, you know, he has been one of our better Varuses in the LPL. I think it's a little bit of bend and break style situation there for him, though. See if they do go for that. I love that focus, though. We get the Varus pinned away towards Light. We actually get the Ziggs to counter maybe some of that push that Weibo are opting into here.
And I love just talking about the AD pool for tonight, right? Because Light, he is an absolute madman, playing the Kalista and the Neela when the entire champion pool has been pinched out for the bottom lane. And he did spectacular on it, because when you give Light setup for the early game, he's more than happy with that confidence to win the 2v2. So it's going to be dependent on Crisp and what champion that he gets with this counter pick, because it is going to be saved for this 5th position.
I actually appreciate the Alistar here, too. I know we saw a lot of it from LNG, and being able to see something at least be banned away like that, some stability. The Rel also taken away against Weibo.
We still have champions like the Leona that does relatively well into champions like the Jace, where once you use that ultimate, you can just burn the Jace, or at least put him out of a position where he is comfortable on DPSing, right?
Yeah, I would say so. And I actually really like the kind of Rel add-in here. I will say I think we're going to get some tried and trues for the bot lane setup. We actually get the Aphelios for Light, so you will have the double marksman composition for Weibo.
Now the question is, what is JackeyLove going to play? Because we also saw the Sivir played by, I believe, LNG Gala from that previous series last night, paired alongside the Jace, but currently it is the Draven Hover Mazel.
Let's go, baby! JackeyLove coming out swinging with the right hook.
You want to play Aphilio as well? JackeyLove, one of the best Dravens around the entire world, is going to shut you down in that laning phase, as the Nautilus also gets locked in alongside the Draven. So a very powerful 2v2, and they want to be looking for kills ahead. So WeiboGaming, the best choice probably would be this Braum to defuse that situation from happening.
Oh my god, I know we had our analyst that's talked about top lane all day long, but now I'm looking at JackeyLove and Mark down here to set the tempo for Top Esports. I actually really like the Braum lock-in. You have a lot of centered aggression around the concussive blows that you can pull off, and I think execution is definitely on the side of Weibo, even though you have some of that high-risk, high-reward gameplay from the Draven on Top Esports' side.
I love this Draven pick for JackieLove. I think JackieLove has had his best split throughout 2023 so far. He is definitely a standout, and why Top Esports was able to end that 4th position in the summer regular split, because he's been able to elevate himself, or at least be comfortable with the current meta, as it did shift to champions like the Kai'Sa and the Xayah. But still, Draven up his pocket, he's more than happy to play this champion in the early game. But once again, WeiboGaming, they have a very comfortable champion pool with the Lilia and the Tristana coming in, but it is going to be a lot harder to execute because they don't have a clear engage for 5v5. So I'm expecting WeiboGaming to play through the side lanes while we have, I believe, Top Esports looking for those hard 5v5 forces.
Yeah, the side lane versus 5v5 is going to be very interesting to me, but also just who gathers that momentum early, because I think for both these teams, disappointment is not an option. You cannot lose here. The amount of names, the amount of just backing behind both Weibo and Top Esports, the star-studded rosters of these two sides, anything less than a win here is disheartening. You even heard JackieLove say earlier, if they can't win a championship, he will be thinking about it the rest of the year. It will be on his mind. You know that's the same for all 10 of these players. So I'm very excited to see what we get for this roller coaster ride to kick us off, but I love that focus and the difference we've seen already in this first game draft.
There is no time to leave for regret in this series. Whoever loses gets eliminated for the entirety of summer, and we won't have any games until 2024. And JackieLove, I mean, he just picked the Draven. He is more than confident on this pick, and I'm going to be very excited to see how this entire series starts off.
We're getting into game 1 now, and I could not be more ready. We are kicking off an elimination match between Top Esports and WeiboGaming. All the stars have aligned. All the crowd here in Xi'an, 18,000 strong, to watch these two do battle. Let's hit the rift for game number 1 and let the gyos ring. The crowd ever energetic, the ground shaking beneath these players' feet, the flags flying high. And as we get into it, we have to particularly look at Weiwei. We've seen the Lilia recently. It wasn't a game 5 for Tarzan against LNG, and it did not go well for him. So I'm looking for Weiwei to be proactive, but also a big influence on this Lilia.
Weiwei has to play a very important role in this game, because if you look at WeiboGaming, the only realistic AoE CC is the lullaby coming out of him, right? So the flash timer is going to be crucial when it comes to these team fights. But on the side of Top Esports, we have champions like the Jace and the Draven, double AD. So Tien can't be behind on this Maokai, being the solo AP. But coming into today, or at least the jungle matchup, I wanted to talk about Weiwei's debut into the summer, right? Because I think the best impression that I got from Weiwei is that he's a great counter ganker. They started off the entire summer by taking JDG to a 2-0 series, and they completely destroyed our best team in the LPL, and it was because of Weiwei. On the other hand, Tien, I feel like he really shines in the early game, so it's going to be on how Weiwei diffuses the situation away from Tien.
And I do love it. Obviously, we were talking about it on the desk as well. A lot of the meshing storylines between these two, when you have previous brothers going against each other, it feels like that's the theme of the LPL regional qualifiers. But we got the engaged bot side here as well. Flash early comes out and cleanse from Light.
But that's double summoners gone from Light, and we all know that the Aphilos is such a vulnerable champion when it comes to these ganks. Mark having that hook available as we have Tien starting in the top side, he can realistically just start pathing towards his bottom side and start pressuring Light where he can't even push up into the lane, and that is going to make Weiwei really difficult in terms of how he plays the map state.
And I'm really curious at how quickly Weiwei can get his pathing going. We see both junglers heading down towards bot lane. That seems like it's going to be our focus here. We're talking about a little bit of the 50-50 that can go down in top lane. That will still be there. We'll keep a side eye there, but it seems like the whole holistic focus for both teams will be towards these duos in bot lane, and Weiwei actually going for a little bit of aggression early.
As you already see, the Tristana
He stole him!
He stole the tiny chicken!
Oh, Swirl Seed's OP, baby!
Well, with Xiaohu pushing in the mid lane and being so ever aggressive against Rookie on this Jace, right? That's exactly what you expect out of the Lilia, trying to put Tian out of his comfort zone and really going in for that early aggression. But we'll have to wait and see, because I feel like Jace, it does do relatively weak in the early game until the Serrated Dirt comes online. But once he reaches 3 items, I mean, this Jace is going to become a huge problem for WeiboGaming to deal with.
And we've seen a really good track record of Jace's destroying games, not only just in the finals. So I particularly need to see if Rookie can pilot this one. I love the double marksman composition, but we have seen that it can be that double-edged sword we were talking about.
And throwing it back to when Top Esports was still competing in the summer playoffs, that one series against BLG, Rookie and Jacula both had amazing performances as that double carry, extremely consistent. So all they need is for the remaining 3 members in Mark, Wayward, and Tian to be relatively stable for them to reach that stage, because I feel like once you give them an opportunity, they're more than happy to carry.
And Tian is no slouch to being able to facilitate carries, right? There is a world championship with FPX that has his name on it, a finals MVP as well at that tournament. But he will have to facilitate the rest of his team on this Maokai. And I look around objectives for them. I know we were talking about 5v5s early on, but it will end up being a lot of the vision call by Tian around those.
As we have the Dragon spawning in 50 seconds, we do expect Top Esports to put a lot of attention towards Dragon stacking, as you do have a lot of lane priority towards that bottom lane. But WeiboGaming, because they locked in something like the Tristana, they desperately need this first Herald. And that first Herald needs to go towards mid lane to get Xiaohu online. And I saw a bit of a discussion between Static Shiv and Kraken on the Tristana, and I personally prefer the Kraken so much more, because you provide consistent damage against champions like the Cassante, Maokai, and Nautilus. So hopefully that's what Xiaohu will be doing for this game 1. But once again, WeiboGaming going to prioritize the top side, while Top Esports, they need to get Jacula ahead.
Well, we know that they do have the Rift Herald bot in top side with the Renekton, but we'll see how that timing does work out. We have our first Dragon spawning up on the board here as well. And actually, TP is going to be utilized by Xiaohu to get back into lane 2 to continue building that priority there.
Going back to the overall composition, I mean, Tian having his Maokai, very comfort champion for him as well, and such a dominating pick coming into summer as well, because it provides great damage, great disengage, and also engage, comparing the entire meta with it being swarmed by LeBlancs and Ezreals, right? So just having that guaranteed route where you can lock down a specific carry is going to be key. And I'm getting a little bit worried for WeiboGaming, because they don't really have a true frontline. If you think about it, they don't have an Ornn, they don't have a Cassante, so who will go up and block the Nature's Grass is going to become a worthy sacrifice in these team fights.
Somebody's going to have to be the sacrificial lamb here as well, and see who ends up taking that mantle up. I think you can have a lot of setup, though, for Weibo. We were talking a little bit about their split push style, but also the way that they can actually use Weiwei to set up the double marksman composition. And speaking of, Light might get a little bit of love here, as Hysterics was talking about on the desk. We'll be buying a little bit of time down here, waiting for this push to come through.
Light does have the Gravitum gun to set up for this potential 3v3 in the bottom side, but I don't think they win it, because Draven is so much more value compared to someone like the Aphelios right now.
See, though, Mark gets the nice little dredge line. Weiwei and Tian are here, turning into a 3v3 that TES don't want to go forward on.
The situation has diffused away, as both the junglers just want to get to that level 6 before they start hard forcing for these skirmishes. And with the Dragon up and available, I'm assuming WeiboGaming, because they just lost bottom lane priority, yes, the scuttle does go over towards Top Esports, but once again, the jungle experience is going to be key. Weiwei only just hit 5, so it's going to be very far from a hard engage, and that goes back to WeiboGaming's problem, right? If Weiwei doesn't have the lullaby, then they don't have guaranteed CC unless you work off Crisp's passive.
Yeah, and that cohesion is going to be super important. That's why I was talking a little bit about that execution factor, the kind of bar that it will be set there as well. Love to see all this movement, though, from Top Esports. Mark getting out of lane will be super crucial, because he is the lockdown, it feels like right now.
He's going
for the entirety. I don't know if they got it, though. That tower shot will mean the Shy backs off.
The TPs were used a bit before, as they were just trying to reset for the wave, but like you said, the all-out use onto the Shy while he was just holding onto his ultimate, so a relatively overall dub for the top lane of WeiboGaming. With the Rift Hold also spawning in 30 seconds, you see that WeiboGaming already putting in so much priority, planting down some vision at the dot bush. So Top Esports, they most likely will need to just trade, because we also have Weiwei hitting level 6 here.
see, especially that level 6 really enabling a lot of this, right? The Nature's Grass coming out, but Tian getting aggressed by Weiwei already. We'll see if they actually want to continue contesting this.
And an important detail is that Mark's cancel, or back got cancelled, so the bottom lane won't be rotating towards his top lane skirmish.
Oh, it is going to be Tien who gets the better of that one. It should be Weibo taking this Rift Herald, though, off the back of that. And it's Top Esports playing a lot more relaxed early because they know what they're building up towards.
A very clear game plan coming out of WeiboGaming in the first 10 minutes. As you see, Tien and Rookie, they don't have their items online, so they won't really offer as much compared to WeiboGaming considering their top lane 3v3 right now, so they will just give over that without trading for the Dragon. But I believe once the Serrated Dirk comes online for Rookie, that's when they will start looking for the fights.
Trying to get up here in time is Mark for the Rift Herald. It's stolen away by Tien!
What?
He is a monster, but they can't get the eye here. He does end up finding it in the end. Who's going to go down first? It's the Shy for first blood to Rookie. Brothers killing brothers, and Weiwei goes down too as Tien stands there. He will end up dying to Xiao, who traded back, but you love that for Top Esports.
How does Tien just walk into the pit and flash smite the Herald away? Mark were also there first compared to someone like Chris, who was late on the rotation. So, I mean, it really just seemed like a free Rift Herald going over towards WeiboGaming, but they didn't commit enough members to zone off the only person with the smite.
Oh, feels a little bit bad, but that's also just the Tien level of expertise. There is a reason why this guy's a finals MVP at Worlds, but they see the fact that he does give up his life, but he gets so much for it.
And you also see the lullaby, but he flashes before the lullaby even hits, so he gets in range and gets the Rift Herald. And then living on 1 HP, I don't know how he lived for so much longer. I believe it was because the remaining members of WeiboGaming just forgot that there was a Maokai and he lived on like 200 HP. But
Mark
you see,
stopped Weiwei.
yeah, you see the difference between the support of Top Esports being there first. The rotation was faster compared to Crisp on the enemy team, and that was the difference. And such a huge win con getting delayed away from WeiboGaming.
The fact that Top Esports now have 1 kill apiece on their solo lanes is going to help Tien find the path in this game, especially, and you'll love to see that Thornmail already completed up there for Wayward too. The Cassante for Wayward has been an interesting game, has been a pretty big staple for a lot of our laners in the LPL, but also just gives that stability against this Renekton pick in the top side.
When you think of Wayward in the summer, it's quite literally 2 champions, Cassante and Gnar, right?
It literally
when you're
is.
playing top lane blind, you play Cassante. When you have a counter pick, you play Gnar. So in this scenario, he did pick the Cassante into the Renekton, where the Shy did first pick this away. So that will be an ongoing trend for this entire series of tonight. We'll have to wait and see because the Dragon is up and available for both sides. And like I said, the Serrated Dirks are now online. The Demonic Embrace in the hands of Tien, as he does have the Nature's Grasp as well. It's going to be really scary on how WeiboGaming approach this.
I like this. They were able to push for Top Esports on bottom side. There is still the Dragon that has not been touched for 6 minutes. Weibo are positioning around this, but this could turn into another 3v3 style situation, even though Light will end up stopping his back. TES start up the Dragon.
Top Esports taking absolute control over this early game, although locking in champions like the Jace and the Maokai, which naturally don't have that much, I guess, authority in that early game. But no, WeiboGaming, I mean, they do have the role getting picked up by Weiwei, as it is going to slowly stack until 10. But still, you can't be giving these objectives away because you have champions like the Tristana that works of agency, especially bouncing off the Renekton as well.
The combo of Maokai Jace has just been absolutely insane. You have so much control around objectives, and you're even perfectly fine with the other team starting it up and you moving in afterwards. So I think TES are set up in a nice position. I will say Rod of Ages has been completed for Weiwei. He'll start stacking that up. We do actually see that opposite side focus for both junglers, where Weiwei trying to give a little bit of help to the Shy. I want to see more help for Top Esports down to JackieLove. You got to get this man paid.
You already saw that Tien with the Rift Herald, he was hovering towards that bottom side. I believe WeiboGaming did spot the Maokai out with that bush being warded throughout the lane, but now Rookie picking up the Duskblade. The items are slowly coming online. JackieLove so close to his Triforce as well. They are going to spike so soon, and WeiboGaming, they need to defuse every single team fight if they want to reach the 3 items for Light, because I think Aphilas has dropped a lot in authority in the past few weeks, because this champion truly gets online at 3 compared to champions like the Xayah and the Kai'Sa who really start popping off at the 2 when they do go AD.
That's been my hesitancy with these double marksman comps that we've actually seen running rampant in these late season playoffs as well. It is that kind of bend and break where if you don't make it to the late game, you don't have the same stability and the same strength around the map. You see the charge actually ended up coming in mid lane, giving Rookie a little bit more gold there. Top Esports though, they've got light in their eyes and they get all the CC here. Nature's Grasp, depth charge, here comes Crisp. Can he save the day? Light goes cleanse, but he's just gonna go down and JackieLove gets paid all day, baby! That's another one, 2 for JKL, and a wonderful start for Top Esports.
What a massacre in the bottom lane. All 4 summoners burnt by the bottom lane of WeiboGaming as well. This Aphelios is not having a fun time because picking Aphelios blind into JackieLove, the Draven gets locked in, and this is what you get.
JackieLove has 2,900 gold in pocket right now, 13.5 minutes. He was already close to his Trinity Force, and now that man's going to be covered in gold.
Great to see Top Esports coming into this game 1 having very clear decision making. They know that Light is solo under this tower as Crisp did reset on the Braum, so even using the flash and the cleanse, it wasn't enough. The Braum wasn't able to save him. JackieLove even dodging out on the CC as well, but everything committed got the job done, and the Draven cashed in. And Top Esports, when they snowball, they really get the ball going.
They have so much control around objectives. Now they have so much strength through JackieLove, who did get that Trinity Force, has a pickaxe and a serrated Dirk in hand, and you just look at that gold on the left side of your screen. And as a Top Esports fan, you got to be grinning from ear to ear. But it is still Weibo, who have a lot going for them if they can find a little bit of save. They have the Kraken Slayers now completed on both their main ADCs.
And the scary thing is that, realistically, because Light doesn't have that double summoners, Tien could make a revisit towards that bottom lane. They could trade off the Rift Herald and just destroy Light under his own tower, and then also get tower plates, or not tower plates, at least first tower into JackieLove's pockets, where that opens the bottom lane door to start rotating towards mid.
Do you think Tien all chatted to Chris there, like, hey, you couldn't save your ADC this time around? See if a little bit of that brotherly love comes across between these two. But that is what I love about this series so much, is yes, we have all that strength, we have all the star-studded roster, but it is going to be a contested best of 5, no doubt, every single way. Now, we actually have a tower taken by JackieLove in the bot lane. That'll be first turret of the game.
You see a 5-man rotation towards his top side. Light is now sitting in the mid lane, so JackieLove, he can start threatening the tier 2.
Like you said, they're going to try to revisit him. He's going to Moonlight Vigil. They are under tower here, and he still dies to Rookie.
Guys, we have an ADC to protect. Crisp, you need to be playing with the Aphelios. Why is he getting Nature's Grasp right in front of his own tier 2 tower 2 times in a row as well? This Aphelios is extremely staggered, and with the Dragon spawning in 50 seconds as well, Top Esports in absolute control of this game 1.
Yeah, they have so much strength. Mark also still has the depth charge. He can pull it out anytime he wants if somebody's overextended, and the amount of CC lockdown that Top Esports is really going to start playing into their hand. I will say also, having 201 on both Rookie and JackieLove, 2 of those big stars, going to feel real good as we look back at this replay.
And Top Esports, they're just pinching Light's summoner spell so well, right? Still 2 or 3 minutes away from the Aphelios Flash from coming online, and no cleanse available just means every single global ultimate, at least JackieLove's ultimate from the bottom lane, also gets that assist, and that's an extra kill into Rookie's pockets, and now he's working towards that Mana Mune.
I got to look here now. Collector, second item already completed, under 16 minutes for JackieLove. I want to see Top Esports continue to utilize this, but the Lilting Lullaby might just end up in Tien's death. He does go down after burning the flash of Weibo. They wake up and get a second kill.
Not too sure about that flash from Tien, as he was more than dead, but still not too much tempo, as WeiboGaming, they do regain control over this dragon, but still Top Esports, they don't need to get this dragon because they already secured the first one. So all WeiboGaming is trying to do is just buy 5 minutes, so they deny the dragon stacking away from Top Esports.
Now we did see actually Weiwei get that second Rift Herald, so I want to see where he's going to utilize that one. Either Xiaohu or Light needs this gold desperately, but they are starting up the dragon now. Back off immediately.
And the scary thing is that Tien isn't there, but WeiboGaming back off. You know why? JackieLove sitting on 2 items, a collector, and WeiboGaming not having a true frontline when the Shy isn't there. Braum is a fake tank. He isn't actually that, I guess, healthy when it comes to damage. So they had to back off. They couldn't even get anything from getting that pick onto Tien.
And TES are just pressing every single button that needs to be pressed on the jacket of Weibo right now. And I think we see now moving back down towards bottom side. This could just be a second dragon, and it will be for Top Esports.
The macro game from Top Esports right now is absolutely insane. Although Weiwei is still holding onto that Rift Herald, we don't see him getting dropped anywhere. I'm assuming it is going to be towards the top lane, where it will free up the Shy to rotate towards the bottom side, and then maybe potentially WeiboGaming start playing for these side lanes. But the thing is that Aphelios and Braum isn't going to survive the hard engage that Top Esports has in the mid lane 3v3.
And that's the hardest thing to deal with, because Weiwei will not be tanky. He will be the lilting lullaby that makes the difference, but he's got to stay alive to make sure that happens, and you have to look at the front line. The Shy will be looking for backline access. He's not really going to be a tank in this situation, but a distraction may be what Weibo needs in this situation, because they are falling too far behind to really have much more say.
And the annoying thing is for the Shy is that yes, you can get your hands potentially onto either Rookie or Jacula, but Weiwei with the all-out is just going to take you over the wall, and that is one of your main engages gone from the side of WeiboGaming.
I really like this though, Xiaohu focusing on the side lane, trying to get turrets down. That is the strength of the Tristana. The quickness that you can take down these side lane turrets will be of importance for Weibo.
But because WeiboGaming, they invested so much towards its bottom side, with Weiwei also hovering the Tristana, Top Esports, they gain absolute control over this top side, with the Baron also spawning in 1 minute and 20 seconds. The Draven, the Jace, they are on their second item, potentially even a 20-minute Baron force where they make WeiboGaming walk into them and they look for a 5v5.
That's already 2 side lane towers gone. Top Esports doing work there. Chris will end up finding Mark, but the flash is nicely placed. We'll make it out alive there. The Rift Herald does get charged in mid lane for Lights get a little bit more gold, but Weiwei right there to make sure that Tien can't respond in a lot of situations. It was a little bit of a pullback from Weibo.
Second item also stacked up and completed for Rookie as well, with the mid lane tier 1 tower being ever so low. 2 more orders away from that being destroyed, as well as WeiboGaming will lose all 3 tier 1s. I mean, it's going to be incredibly hard for the Shy to find flank angles as this Renekton to have backline access when you have no control of the map.
And that's the problem. Look, Weiwei's already bursted down. He's going to go golden, but he's got no life left to stay alive. And there you go, all out, brings the Shy to his grave. Nature's Grasp across, and they are snowballing this game so heavily into the backs of Weibo.
Dead bodies everywhere around this tier 2 tower.
Oh my god, Wayward! They're still going! He might get Xiaohu here. No, he looked exactly for Light, and it has been snuffed out. Top Esports, they're seeing red.
A 4-for-0 trade, and now Top Esports with their double AD carries and Tien alive. It is going to be a 20-minute Baron and a clean team fight out of this roster.
This is a smash. This is Top Esports saying we don't want anything left on the table, and we will show it in game number 1. Now they have that 100% win rate on blue side, or at least the only wins they've gotten in these playoffs in the late season has been on blue side. You have to see Weiwei, that tankiness not there.
Weiwei just got straight up deleted from the team fight with the all-out. The Shy caught out of position as well. That's 2 of the main front line gone for WeiboGaming. Not saying that Renekton and Lily is a front line to begin with, but Light getting bullied from start to finish on this Aphelios. The Q3 with the flash out of Weiward was so clean to re-engage this entire team fight and then collect another 2 kills for the side of Top Esports.
This right here, that is the biggest moment for me. Wayward knows that they can get more than just go after the one they found. They turn it over on the Light.
What a redemption for Wayward as well, right? Because after they got eliminated out of the playoffs in summer, Wayward was one of the more critiqued players out of this roster, but that fight in particular really became the turning point for him, and hopefully it's going to be a trend that continues.
See them kept pressing though. They are in bot side with this Baron for another 2 minutes as well. They will be able to take down this tier 2 tower, and they'll be threatening inhibs at this point.
Top Esports, they locked in a composition where it is going to be all about the Draven, and the Draven got ahead, and this is the exact result that you expect when your Aphelios can't play the game, and now they're pushing in for 2 inhibitors with the tower falling in bottom. No summoners available in the Tristana or the Aphelios. The only way that WeiboGaming will win is if Weiwei gets a 5-man lullaby.
They're trying to do the side lane push. They're trying their darndest. TP is available for Xiaohu. He's got to get back and defend. It feels like Top Esports are just on the verge of taking this under 23 minutes here as well. And they are pushing on the next turret as the Nexus is almost bare. Top Esports will push back to the mid inhib.
I'm gonna be real, Xiaohu, great that you got the tier 2 tower because I don't think they win the straight up 5v5 anyways.
Yeah.
They're slowly running out of options. Of top esports, they're disciplined, they wait for the third one, but still, they want to end this game one.
They do indeed, and they're on the cusp of it. Another minute on the Baron buff here as well. They're playing pretty confident down here. They will have Tien coming over with the Nature's Grasp. Multi's coming back up so they can go for a big engage. And Weibo just need to find some promise. Light gets shot in the face by that shock blast. He's gonna have to go back. There's the Nature's Grasp. This could just be the signaling of the end. And top esports, they're looking for everything they can get. Blade World comes out, the Whirling Death as well. It is the Renekton in the back line, but it's the Shy running away from everything. They get 2 back, but it's still the carries that are all alive. And Wayward's actually getting chunked down. Jackie Love gets paid one more time. It's the Nexus that's in the eyes of top esports. And 23:05 in, top esports deliver a haymaker to Weibo.
Jackie Love is collecting the money in this game one. Cha-ching as he takes the series 1-0 up against WeiboGaming. People came into this series with doubt considering the fact it's top esports versus WeiboGaming. Both of these organizations got eliminated with very devastating